Right, okay, let's go into cinema mode. How's that? There we go. Is that better or full screen's probably better, actually? There we are. Full screen should be better. Everything should ease away. Let's move that over there. Ooh, look! Ooh, they got new things! Yeah, so tomorrow evening we'll be doing that, and maybe then I might do some Grandmasters as well. I don't know. How's the sound, folks? Is it too quiet? Too loud? Let me know in the comments. In the comments? Yeah, I'm just used to it. You know, thingies. Yes. Here we go. Thank you, Thomas C. Very kind of you. Brilliant. Here we go. 10. Sounds good. Excellent. Here we go then, folks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Strand. Blood? Ooh.
Strand flows through you as it flows through everything.
Whoa.
Now is the time to lean into using Strand.
Osiris knows about it.
Not back away from it.
It's like a teaching Mr. Miyagi kind of moment. Well, what was that then? Broodweaver Threadling Master. Right, so we've seen those. They're like darts as well. They charge through the floor. That is excellent. There we go. There's that one. Now that was the Titan one, wasn't it? Titan Berserker, the Untamable Force. Ooh! Wow! Look at that! Was that a hunter then coming down like a? Whoa! Sorry, I'm blown away like that. Whiplash incarnate. Whiplash. Oh, when light falls. Oh look, folks, we're getting things popping down from the sky. That's the invading drop pods. Is light gonna be like, you know, off the cards for the duration of the? Whoa! Look at that. That's like bolas, you know. That's really cool. Look, and they explode so you can actually attach to the threadling things. Oh my goodness me, there was a lot to look over there. Get over here! Look at that! Well, that was intriguing, wasn't it? Yes! That was fast as well. Is the green stuff like... I'd imagine it's darkness. That's what I'd imagine. So what I'm going to do here, folks, is I'm just going to pop you back over to the PS5 for a second. And then I'm just going to grab that baby and we'll have a little look at it more closely. Let's have a look here. So let me whip out my doodahs. Ooh, sounds a bit rude. Remind me later. Where are you? There it is. Paste. Let's see if we can get that whole thing now. So it only comes down in 1080p. I can't do it in 60 frames or anything like that, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame, but that's okay. It should come down, I hope. And if it doesn't, we'll just have to watch it a bit at a time. That's very slow, you know. Very slow indeed. Let's see if we can do that again. Stop. Pause. Cancel. Yeah, remove. Let's try it again. Let's go back to it here, actually. Where is it? There it is. Let's go. Yeah. We'll watch it again here. Sorry, folks. I'm just trying to do this. Let's try that. It's a bit slow. It's going to be about 6 minutes. So what we'll do, guys, we'll look at it over on here, I think might be the best thing. So if I come back to full screen, we're going to have to use the stupid YouTube thing, which is a bit of a git. Right, what do you all think then, folks? What have we got here? 40 plus... Darkness-based, they say in a previous stream. Yes, it's definitely darkness-based, isn't it? It looks like we're going to have to learn how to play the game all over again. Let me flick you back over to the computer. There we go. And we shall have a little look again. So I can't do my little incremental stuff.
Strand flows through you.
Strand flows through you. Let's have a look. Right. So we've got... See, I can't do it. It only goes back by 10 seconds. I'll keep an eye on the download.
Strand flows through you.
See the bounce there, then? That was really weird. That bounce.
As it flows through everything.
Slam in the face. So these are the melee attacks. The power attacks there. Look at that! Yes. Right. Whoa, what happened there? Let's go back to that. Did you see that? Crazy Psycho, thank you so much for the Corona Marvelous. Very kind of you. Excellent. Is this coming down really fast? It's ridiculous. Come along. YouTube's having trouble. YouTube's having trouble. Never mind. We keep on going here. So what happened there? Look, with the Warlock, he looks like he. Watch now. If I go back to that, look. Watch what happens.
Away from it.
He powers a grenade there. Look, so he's consuming a grenade, and then, excuse me, what have we got? We got a bang, and then look. Once he does, so he did a shot that exploded and took others out. Look at that. That's really weird. Let's watch that again. There's 3 things going on there. So he absorbs a grenade, 1 shot explodey, and they go up on Strand, and then 3 hits afterwards. Because you can see there, look, when the Warlock's coming up. Look, he's got 3 things orbiting above his head. That's cool. Do like that. What do you reckon? Green Strand instead of grenades. Glad I haven't pre-ordered Lightfall. Well, that's fair enough. Looks exciting and scary at the same time. Also, well, they are cool. The Red Legion had light-suppressing technology. Yes, they did, Mr. Dead Rabbit. That's right. Wouldn't be a stretch to think Callus has it too. Could well be. Almost looks like Spider-Man moves. Oh, they've definitely gone for the Spider-Man vibe, haven't they? Broodweaver. So there we are. Is that the super then? That's the super, is it? That's the super. Let's check that out again. Bang, bang, and there comes the super. Oocha! That's pretty good, and then these things gallop out as well. So it looks like an area clear more than anything else, wouldn't you say? Like an area clear? Hello, Edgar. How are you? Good to see you. Back to work. No worries, Squeaky. You take it easy. You have a good one. Green crayons for Titans. Let's carry on with having a look next. So that's pretty cool. They seem to seek as well, don't they? Right, Titan time. What's he doing there? Right, so what he did there was popped his barricade. That shot out those threadling type things. Boom. That strings them all up. And then you can go in with your melee attack and cut the strands and kill them, basically. Is that? That's a hunter, isn't it? I want to watch that again. Hang on. Yeah, so there's a Titan big super there. Look at the hunter landing there. Is that? Yes, that's the hunter. I think the hunter's got the lion's share of the Strand here, to be honest. That is excellent. Look at that. I love the whips. Love the whips. Yeah, it is. It was like, yeah, it was like the electric torpedo, wasn't it? You know? Well, that must be where we get it.
Where the current takes you.
That's something else again. That was crazy. Let's watch that again. Right, so the Warlock throws a grenade, look, or the, what's it called? Is it called the, it's not, it's like a threadling or something. Yeah, it's bolos. Yeah, that's exactly right, yeah. Thunder Crash Hunter, yeah. So watch now. The Warlock throws that. Oh no, the Titan does. The Titan throws it. Look, there's the Titan down there. You just lob this, and then the Hunter's attached to it, look. And then he follows the grenade in. Look at that. Watch that again. Here he comes. Grenade, shoom, bang, boof. That is good. A tangle. Cheers, Cyprus. That's exactly what it is. Yes, that was a tangle. That was crazy. That's very good, isn't it? Very fast. Again, well, I say it appears very fast. Come on, come down, you useless thing. It's taking ages. That was intriguing, wasn't it? Yes, those throwing darts look good for the hunter as well. They do indeed. Quantum Dark Slime. Oh, the Welsh!
As it flows through
I love Tangle, I do. Yeah, it sounds great. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee again while we
Now is the time to
scrutinize it. There's not as much... Unless you can see, we could also sneakily look to see if they've included any odd weapons in it.
Not back away from it.
Hunter has Thunder Crash, Titan and Nightstalk, and Warlock is just Warlock. Poor Warlocks! I think the Warlock one is going to be incredibly useful. Those threadlings, yes! Well, it seems the Hunter does have a good one, but of course we haven't played it yet, have we? Can they all string them up like that? I don't know if they can, see? Ah, yes, no, there we are, you see, because the Hunter strung them up then when he came hammering down. Here we go. Boom. There, they're strung up, look. Yes, they're strung up. Excellent. Can't do anything more about this, can we? Let's have a look here. Auto. No. 1080p is the full thing, is not in 4K, so there we are. Can't do anything about that. Yes, but Strand capybaras. Indeed, yes. I wonder how it's all going to bear up under the strain. What do you reckon? Whoa. Whiplash incarnate. So, I'm trying to figure out what happens there. Let's go back and watch the Hunter do his thing. So it's like an individual one, and there was also like an explosion after it as well, wasn't there? Very intriguing. Should be a good laugh, and I think what I'm really looking forward to is the city, because it's a new shiny city with inhabitants, which I like. And I love the fact that they're making an addition to traversal, you know? All those things are going to really help. How will all that Strand stuff work in the older parts of the game, though? That's the thing, isn't it? I'm trying to see where we are here as well. Like, I'm just looking at the setting. Oh, it's obviously Neo Muna. Dave, hello! How are you? Good to see you. Excellent. Legion Prime, there is a new TWAB-like thing called Inside Strand. Really? Ooh, okay, hang on then. Because we've had a good old look at that, haven't we? So, what I will do then is bring this over here. Hang on a second. No, let's open up this one here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Is that in the old Twabbage kind of bungee doodahs? Let's go to the bungee doodah. Sorry, you're looking at a still screen a moment, folks. That's very bad of me. Have something on while I'm looking. Okay. Right. News. Now is the time Inside Strand. Here we go. Right. Okay. Should we have a look? Do you want to look? Shall I have a read through while we're there? We'll pause it. We'll bring this over. Come on, snap out. There it is. Hello. And let's do that and that. Excellent. Right. Okay. Are we all still there? Are we all still here? This is all new to me, governors. So we lose the other subclasses and only have Strand. I don't think we'll... I think it'll be just in a story capacity. Do you know what I mean? Right, okay. Jack and Ori time. Is that okay, folks? Let's have a look. I'm dying to see what they're going to say. So there's a trailer. Guardians, prepare to unlock the mysteries of Strand in Destiny 2 Lightfall's players will gain access to a brand new elemental power. Yes, we all know this. Yes, yes, Strand will offer players exciting new abilities and powers to dominate the battlefield, along with new wrinkles that promise to change the way Guardians think about traversal and combat. With Strand, Guardians will be wielding the fabric of the universe in ways that will be formidable. Okay, right, we've just seen that. Here we're taking a deeper look. Threads, okay. Let's have a look. From the neon-drenched streets of Neptune's secret city of Neo Muna to Guardians soaring through the sky by grappling to an enemy spaceship, it's been clear from the start that Lightfall is different. Yes, it is. Things are coming to a head. In the penultimate. Things are coming to a head in the penultimate chapter of Light and Darkness Saga, but Lightfall's influences and inspirations prove that there's been plenty of room for the team to let loose, to revel in their creativity and craft and to have some fun. One of the touchstones the team drew on was the bombast and flair of 1980s action cinema. You know what it does? I was thinking of the colours there. The colours actually remind me a little bit of Big Trouble in Little China and stuff. Yes. Yes, Roger, I'm going to be spending a lot of time falling to my death as well. Come on now, over this way. This is interesting. Thinking of an era of film where no explosion was too big and no action set piece was too over the top. That aesthetic informed much of Lightfall's tone, and it certainly has a big influence on Strand itself. Even before it was formally known as Strand, the team had many concepts for Damage Type 5. So there's going to be one more to come then after Strand, of course, as it was originally called in development before aligning on the feature set and lore that brought it to life. We had a couple of front-runner concepts for a while. Part of my desire was to have something more astral in the game. Strand also aligned really well to the fantasy of the product, the 80s action hero. As Yanis puts it, there was a single aha moment where all the threads of Strand fell neatly into place. Instead, it was a result of continuous dialogue with the team about what would make for exciting gameplay and would make sense from a narrative standpoint and how they could make these ideas manifest in the game. Through these discussions, Damage Type 5 slowly morphed. Hello, Morph. That's not this Bernard. Into a bit more specific. We had lots of conversations around where the Strand concept known as weaves came from and trying to reinforce the physical language for how it manifests and how it looks to make it feel like it was from the same darkness family as Stasis. Yeah, I can see that. Lumistrad, hello, how are you? We'll have another little look at it now, don't you worry. It's coming down my pipe. Ooh, sounds a bit rude. We'll have a look at it again now because it's down now, so we should be able to watch it in a moment. But we'll keep on going through it. The more the team talk, the more the concepts and evocative language that describe Strand, with terms and descriptors like weaves, tangles, and universal strings of consciousness came to be. It's everyone building on everyone's ideas, said designer Eric Smith. How we choose to implement these things affects how we talk about it and vice versa. Like weaving objects instead of spawning objects. Okay, can we get down to it, please? Do you understand, Strand? Let's first start with some vocabulary. Here we go. Here are the verbs. Like that. Yes, verbs. These bundles of Strand... Or let's have a look here. Okay, so let me read it properly. Creating an object using Strand is weaving. Defeating an enemy affected by Strand will unravel them. Okay, so we've got weaving and unraveling. Disconnecting the life force from the weave and creating a tangle. Left behind after a Strand debuffed enemy is defeated. A tangle is a swirling bundle of Strand fibers. These bundles of Strand explode when shot, causing area damage to nearby enemies. Guardians can also pick up tangles and throw them to deadly effect. So it's kind of Warmind 3.0, I suppose. Is it? Hello, Brian Knotts. Hello, how are you? Hello, Brian. How's things? Good to see you. Hello, Bobby One. How's it going? Hang on, I pressed the up button there. What's happening here now? Thwip, thwip, thwip. Hang on, we'll get there. So, on the debuff side, there are 3 new terms to know. Suspend, unravel, and sever. Suspend. A suspended PvE enemy is lifted off the ground for a brief duration as is essentially disabled. So it's kind of like freezing, I suppose. In PvP, suspended players are lifted off the ground but can still move slowly and fire their weapon to fight back. Intriguing. Unravel is attacking an unraveled enemy will cause threads to burst out of the target and attack other nearby targets. Attacking an unraveled... Right, okay, yeah, so that's we read that. Once hit, that target will also become unraveled. So that's a chaining effect, look, unravel. Attacking an unraveled enemy will cause threads to burst out of the target and attack other nearby targets. Right, okay. And then sever. A severed enemy is less capable of affecting the material world, reducing their damage output as a result. The major buff coming with Strand is Woven Mail. Here we go. So this was the one that was tied into the Hunter's super, wasn't it? Or at least he's... oh, no, it was the exotic. Yeah, what was the exotic called? Can't remember. The major buff is Strand. With this ability, the Guardian is sheathed in a protective mesh of Strand matter, reducing incoming damage. Great, so we didn't know that for sure, did we? Note that in PvP, Woven Mail will only reduce damage taken on the body. Head damage and melee damage will continue. Melee damage will continue as normal. Sorry, I always mispronounce melee. It's just because it's got double E on the end, isn't it? Right, okay, well, that's interesting. So we got suspend, unravel, and sever. Interesting. The one no one can pronounce, that's right. So the darkness, void with whips. Yes, I think that's right, Lumistrad, yeah. Thwip, ooh, sounds a bit rude. One of the most exciting new abilities in Guardian's Strand toolkits is the grapple. Hang on, I gotta have a sip of coffee to oil my vocal cords. Ah, that's nice. Excuse me, yes. Melee is how I say it, Laura. So, there we are. See, so I'm saying melee. So other people are saying melee, and you're saying melee. Yes, I think I'm going to call it... punch-in. Yes, let's call it punch-in, because that's what it is. Right, okay. Let's have a read-up on grapple. With this ability, players can press the grenade button, and their Guardian will weave a hook from Strand matter. Right, I missed that. With this ability, players can press the grenade button, and the Guardian will weave a hook from Strand matter, which they can then grab onto an anchor point, right? The hook will then begin contracting, pulling the Guardian along. Right, so it's like it's more like it's a grapple and a retracting grapple. Like Batman's! Strand's grapple can create its own grapple points out of thin air, so you can always propel yourself through the sky, even if there's not a solid surface to latch onto. Yeah, we've seen that, haven't we? Guardians will also be able to execute melee strikes during or at the end of a grapple, known as a grapple melee, which will deal bonus grapple punch-in, which will deal bonus damage, unravel an enemy, and push them backwards. Interesting. No channel is safe from Leviosa. No, that's right. That's horrendous. If I had a quid for every time Dave said that last night, I'd be a millionaire tonight. Anyway, we were doing Fallout 76 last night. When we were developing the concept around ropes and string, we felt like it was the perfect opportunity to add grapple into the game, said Smith. You never want to shoehorn something in for the sake of interaction that isn't natural. It has to be the right time, the right situation, and the stars align for something like that here. Yanis said Strand really came to life for him when the team started seeing the power of the grapple and combined with other elements of Strand. When we got things like Tangles online, we started realizing that the gameplay here is incredibly novel, interesting, and new when you have to do all these quick context switches between grappling and slamming and throwing a tangle. And all these things can happen in quick succession, and that rewards the player for having high APM. Actions per minute. That's a new one, folks. APM. Yes. There we are. Ever remember APM? Which is not really a thing we have had in the game at all before. Okay, let's keep on going. We're about halfway through, kiddos. Right. Smith picks up that thought and runs with it. Come back with that thought. We want to hear where it is. I defeat an enemy with my melee ability and they unwind into a tangle. I grapple onto the tangle, which refunds my grapple, and snatch the tangle out of midair. I then hurl the tangle at a group of enemies in the distance, grappling onto the tangle again while it flies, and it pulls me through the air behind it. As the tangle nears a group of enemies, I slam downwards out of my grapple to suspend a lone enemy who splits off from the group, while the tangle slams into the rest of the group and explodes. Oh my goodness me, that is amazing. There's a lot of these really cool dynamic interactions built into Strand, and that makes it feel unique. What do you think about that, folks? Good grief! That's crazy. That sounds good. From the start, these new mobility options will change the way you play, but it doesn't end there. Each Guardian class will interact with and wield Strand in a unique way, with the abilities and powerful perks to explore and customize. Here's how it breaks down. Okay, so we can have a little look now at the individuals. The Warlock is our Strand minion master. Okay, we're going to summon minions. To understand how Warlocks will bend Strand to their will, you will have to first understand Threadlings. That's younglings. Can't do it, my voice is still a bit sore. Threadlings are explosive minions woven from Strand matter, he said, and the Warlock Broodweaver, being the cerebral type, is more in tune with Threadlings than the other classes. All Threadlings will run forward, jump on enemies, and explode! That's good, isn't it? It's going to explode. But only the Warlock's Threadlings will return to the Warlock and travel with them if they can't find a target. That's great. So you can summon them if you've got nothing around you, and you'll have a herd of Threadlings romping around with you. Not romping around with you, that's disgusting. What I mean is, you know, you're herding them, yes. Sorry, I'm watching Yellowstone and my mind always goes to cowboy things at the moment. Right, okay. Here, let's have 3 threadlings, and I only need 2 of them to defeat an enemy. If I'm a warlock, that last one is going to run back, hop onto me, and condense down into a form that is orbiting me, which is known as perching. Right. Good grief. Then the next time I attack an enemy, it'll pop off and attack that same enemy, which really gives it this sense of having these minions that are doing my bidding. They love me, and they want to come back and hang out with me. That's pretty cool. Hello, finally done. How are you? Sorry, I missed you there. Okay, what else have we got here? But it's not just in summoning and wielding threadlings that warlocks excel. With their strand melee attack, warlocks cast Arcane Needle, right? A deadly projectile which tracks targets, causing high damage and unraveling them on impact, and warlocks will be able to quickly chain 3 Arcane Needle attacks in a row. Nice. Warlocks have 2 strand... Oh my god, we're going into aspects as well, kids. We have 2 strand aspects to utilise, and it's here where threadlings once again enter play. So... hang on a minute. That's more than 2 strand aspects. That's 4. Oh no, these are the grenades. Okay, so Weaver's Call. So on Rift Cast, the Warlock weaves 3 threadling eggs, which hatch into threadlings when they hit a surface. Any perched threadlings are converted to additional eggs. Good lord. Mind Spun Invocation. This aspect improves several of the Warlock's abilities. Grapple. When you execute a grapple melee, the Warlock weaves 3 threadling eggs from the target. Threadling Grenade. You can consume your Threadling Grenade. There we are. We saw that. To generate a full complement of perched threadlings. And then we've got a Shackle Grenade. You can consume your Shackle Grenade to gain a buff, creating a suspending detonation on every kill. Good grief. This is a lot of... it is, isn't it, Sherby? There's loads here. The Warlock's thing is far more in-depth than I thought it was going to be just by looking at the trailer. The Warlock's telekinetic abilities culminate with a super Needle Storm, a deadly combination of burst damage and area denial. There we are, it was an area attack that we saw. On cast, the Warlock conjures strand matter into a fusillade of hardened spikes, launching them forwards with a wave from their hand. The missiles will stick into enemies in the environment alike before detonating and reweaving themselves into an army of threadlings that will hunt down any survivors. That is excellent. That is crazy. Wow. Loads of it. Oh my god. Loads of info there, eh? That's crazy. Okay. Hunters! Hunters! While every Strand Guardian class will have access to the grapple and the array of ability options it brings, the Hunter takes movement and speed to an entirely new level, from attacking multiple enemies at once while in midair to using a new rope dart that benefits from maximum agility. It's no wonder that playing the Threadrunner has been compared to the thrill of watching a superhero come to life. There we go. There's the Spidermon thing. The Threadrunner's melee attack, Threaded Spike, has the Hunter hurling out a rope dart that bounces between enemies, damaging and severing them before returning to the Hunter. Upon its return, it grants melee energy for each enemy hit. Hunters can, oh my god, Hunters can catch the rope dart by pressing the melee input button at the right time. Perfecting that timing will earn the player an additional amount of melee energy. We've got timing coming into it as well, folks. So the eggs come back to turn into threadlings who suckle upon the Warlock's new strand teats. Terrible, disgusting, yes. Got to be careful. Okay, let's have a look here. So we've got 2 strand aspects for the Hunters. Ensnaring Slam, so while in the air, press the air move input to slam downward, suspending all nearby enemies. Right. And Widow Silk. This aspect grants an additional grenade charge. Oh, cool. The Hunter's grapple ability creates a persistent grapple tangle when it latches, which fully refunds grenade energy when grappled to. So you've got 2 grenades. The ability grapple creates a tangle, which fully refunds your grenade charge when you actually grapple to it. And then Hunters can use this ability to set up chains of grapple points that their entire team can use, greatly enhancing their ability to quickly move around in combat and or traverse the environment. This is getting me thinking, do you think this is just going to be a lot faster? The gameplay is going to be a lot faster now with all this stuff involved. That's crazy, that is. Okay, the lethal combination of grapple and rope dart converge with the Threadrunner super, the Silk Strike. When activated, the hunter uses their grapple to freely move through the world in third-person view. Okay, so we've got, like, it's a thread staff, but it's going out in a big whip, while also throwing their rope dart to strike down enemies. So it's a roaming super for the hunters. Hunters will be able to use grapple more often during the super, and the rope dart features both a light and heavy attack. The light attack is meant for single opponents and can be used in the air. So the trailer does actually show us all of this when on the ground, and then the hunter can chain attack seamlessly. Hitting an enemy with a tip of the dart deals bonus damage, and defeating an enemy with it causes the enemy to explode. Good lord. The heavy attack as the hunter swing the rope dart around in a 360-degree arc, damaging, yeehaw, we're doing a lasso there, damaging all nearby enemies, as with a light attack that can be used on the ground or in the air. Good lord. That's interesting. Okay, here come the big boys, Titans! The hulking mass of a Guardian stands before a squad of enemies, ignoring their paltry taunts. They're going, up yours, Titan! Without warning, gigantic blades made of tightly woven strand matter surround her hands, and she leaps into the fray, powerful blades whirling in fury. The Titan's powerful woven gauntlets slice through scores of her foes, and the enemies of humanity tremble, yes. Give us more vault space. I know, Mr. I'm going to pronounce your name wrong here. Mr. Neuro. I'll call you Mr. Neuro. There we go. From the start, the fantasy of the strand-wielding Titan Berserker was wild. Untamed power, as the subclass name suggests, the Titan uses strand in ways that ensure maximum carnage with in-your-face attacks that can sever enemies en masse before they are permanently deleted. The Titan Strand melee ability is Frenzied Blade. With a press of the melee button, the Titan dashes forward, slashes at the enemies with their strand arm blades, severing victims and decreasing their damage output. With a default set of 3 charges, Titans can chain these slashes together for maximum offensive power. I'm going to read that again. With the press of the button, the Titan dashes forward, slashes at enemies with the strand arm blades, severing victims and decreasing their damage output. So that's a debuff on that attack. With a default set of 3 charges, Titans can chain these slashes together for maximum offensive power. Intriguing. Titans will also be able to use a pair of aspect... I was going to say something about it. Into the fray. Destroying a tangle weaves woven mail unto the Titan. I assume that means into the Titan. Oh, and allies as well. So, the Titan aspect will give woven mail to all your buddies. In addition to reducing damage taken, this aspect also increases the Titan's melee energy regeneration while wearing woven mail, right? And then Drenger's Lash. When the Titan... It means they all go out for a few bevies and come back hammered. They're all gone out on the lash. Sorry. When the Titan casts a class ability, the Titan will blast forward a powerful ripple in reality, suspending enemies that are caught in the shockwave's path. The Titan Berserker's Super Blade Fury sees the Titan dual-wielding fist blades and roaming the battlefield with ill intent. Ill intent. We like that, don't we, ill intent? What do you think, Bernard? I've lost my place now because I was laughing so much about ill intent. There we go. The Super's light attack is a supercharged version of the Frenzied Blade melee attack, and each light attack that connects increases the next attack's speed, which tops out after a maximum of the 3 hits. In addition, connecting with light attacks also builds energy for the Super's heavy attack with each hit. And with the heavy attack, the Titan hurls a pair of projectiles forward that seeks out enemies, suspending and damaging them on impact. Wow. Crazy. Elsewhere, Strand will see 3 new grenades. Here we go, including the grapple. So the grapple is controlled with the grenade button, right? The threadling grenade splits into 3 projectiles that weave into threadlings upon impact, and they perch if you don't use them all. The shackle grenade effectively acts as a bowler. We saw that, didn't we? Not Ebola, a bowler, detonating in a suspending blast and sending out smaller secondary bowlers to suspend nearby enemies too. And finally, it wouldn't be a new element power in Destiny 2 without new fragments to explore and customize your strand-wielding Guardian. Here's a look at some of the fragments. Thread of Ascent, Activating your grenade ability reloads your equipped weapons and grants increased weapon handling and airborne effectiveness. I'll never use that. Thread of Fury, damaging targets with a tangle, grants melee energy. Thread of Finality, finishers generate threadlings. That's quite... Oh, that's nice. Finishers. Do finishers ever generate offensive attacks at the moment, like explosions or anything? Or are they just like shields and ammo? Do they? I know they can turn you invisible, but do they actually have any damage? Don't know. Hang on, I shall be reading what you're saying in chat. I'm just going to get to the end of this. And then Thread of Warding, picking up an Orb of Power, grants Woven Mail. Ooh. An Orb of Power will give you an overshield look. That's good. Yeah, more ammo invis, so nothing explodes or attacks anything, does it? So that's the first there. Thread of Finality. And from enemies seeking threadling minions to bombastic supers to game-changing new mobility options, Strand is bringing a unique host of unique abilities to every Guardian's arsenal. Prepare to conjure and weave yourself. You're going to a pirate now! Ha ha! Prepare to conjure and weave yourself in Destiny 2 when it launches on February 28th. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So what I'm going to do here now is... I'm going to flick you back to the PS5 just for a moment, like this. Yes. Hello, PS5. Yes, I'm still here. My body is ready, says Brian Potts. What I'm going to do now is come out over here and unfull screen that, and I'm going to open up Davinci Resolve. Snell. Plunder the Lightfall. Ooh-ar! Now, that was a farmer type thing then, isn't it? Ahar! That's a pirate, yes. Hang on now, I'm going to have a drink of coffee after all that reading. Intriguing, what do you think, folks? I don't know, did you see the way he just morphed into the American? I mean, the American accent just morphed into the piratey one. Crazy. Let's just open up that one here now, and we'll go in here and see if I can grab this baby from somewhere. Where are we? No. There. Where are you? What have I done with this now? What have I done with it? How can I not find it? What's the matter with me? Perhaps it's there already. Let's have a little look at Lightfall. Where did you send it? Hang on a second. Where did you send it? Where did you send it? Show in folder, please. There we go. Where are we? There it is. It is in Lightfall. Okay, there we are. Excellent. Let me just stick that in here. Yes, change. Why not? Okay. Let's go back here to the timeline. We've got about another 10 minutes or so, kids, and I'm going to have to zoom off. I'm sorry, but let's have a quick look at this while we're here. There we are. Okay, let's have a quick look again. People who've missed it, we'll have a look and see what's what. Let me bring it back here. Hello, computer. There we go. So we can have a quick squiz at this now, and I've actually got a bit of control over it instead of that dreadful YouTube interface. Right, let's have a look. Play. I've got to come over here first. Right, play. Good. So.
Strand flows through you.
Here we go again, folks.
As it flows through everything.
Okay, so... There's the three Titan melees strung together.
Using Strand. Not back away.
That's the Hunter Super. Here we go. So there's the absorbing his things. Threadlings. Oh no, there's the melee with the needles. There we are. We can see the threadlings there. Look. Nothing to be sorry about. Any sausage time is great sausage time. Cheers, DK. You're a marvel. So there we are. Their threadlings are perched on the Warlock's shoulders there. Look at that. Threadling Masters, which sends them out. They do a bit of killing. Look at that. And then they come back on his shoulder. Brilliant. Okay, cool. What have we got next? So that is the Titan's shield bash. And there's the three exotic. The exotic gives it 3 of those strand things that come out of it. They're strung up. Excellent. And then they get unraveled then. Perched threadlings come back to suckle, indeed. So there we go, there's the... So that's not the super. That is an aspect for the hunters. Oh, look at that. That is great. So did the hunter throw a tangle then. Yeah, because that guy died, look. Turned into a tangle. Yeah, you can see the tangle at the top of the screen there. Hunter's picked it up, chucked it. Picked it up, chucked it, attached himself to it, herself to it, and then... in like Flynn. Lovely. Sorry, have a quick look at that. So that's, what ships are those coming in there? There's another ship coming in. That's just drop pods, isn't it? Unleash Strand. This definitely looks like we'll be closer to that 60-40 gunplay abilities gameplay environment they mentioned that they wanted. 60-40 gunplay abilities. So, yeah. Did you think... well, yeah, I suppose for the gun... it does seem to sort of integrate a bit more, doesn't it?
Embrace where the current takes you.
So that's the woven mail. There's the bowlers. Nice. There we go. Yes, there's a stringing along there. Whoa! That was nice. What that hunter did at the end there. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. Boof, we went back again, and then that will recharge your grenade energy, I believe. So, dun 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 dun. That's amazing. I think this is going to be tremendous fun. That is going to be tremendous fun. Oh, Death Knell, thank you so much. Yes, folks, while I've got you all here watching, I do have a live streaming channel dedicated to live streaming, oddly enough. And we have a Wednesday sort of community evenings where we all kind of get to play together. Ooh, sounds a bit rude. And I do a variety stream on a Monday evening as well. So come and join me over there. Come and join us all over there. We have a lovely crew over there, yes. Everyone's very, very nice and very, very humorous as well. So come on over and subscribe there. We're live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for a bit of Destiny shenanigans. Yes, excellent. So, what's this sauce? Looks like an explosion in the snot factory. How you doing, Motorhead? All right? Yes, it did a bit, didn't it? Yes. Can my Titan throw green hammers? I don't know. I don't think so. Cheers, Owen Doyle. Excellent stuff. D-Rick, wasn't Stacey supposed to do that? I've come into the chat a bit late there. It actually might make most people work as a team. Well, I think it seems to really reward the team stuff, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's like aspects, no pun intended, are sort of intermingling, aren't they? Definitely. Go back and watch it one more time. Like Neil's mid-bin bag of the young ones. PvP is going to be a very different place. Hey, David, how are you? Oh, cheers, man. Thanks very much. Much appreciated. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Very kind of you. Marvellous. Come on now. Hope the graphics will be better in-game. Well, what we've got here, folks, is a 30 frames a second, 1080p video, so it's not really doing it justice when you've got like the higher and the 60 frames a second will make all the difference. Plus as well, you know, depending on what you're playing on, of course, you can expand your field of view too, so it will look smarter, I think, but it will do, just for the double frames really. Thanks for the good time today. You gave it an absolute pleasure. That's marvellous. Excellent. There we go. Nice. Very nice. And one quick other swizz here. What's that gun he's using there? Is that an old or a new shotgun? That's a shotty, is it? No? Just a quick look at the weapons. Yes, I was thinking, Mr. Neuro, he does, doesn't he? He knows all about it. He's doing the teaching. How bizarre is that?
Strand flows through you.
It should do, Motorhead. I'd have said.
As it flows,
it'll be crisper, like a bag of crisps. Weapon, show me a weapon.
Time to lean into Strand.
I think the first one we see then is right. There we are. What's that? That looks like a scout. That's a scout there, is it? Scout or Gambit auto? Could be. Yeah, it's an auto because there was 2 shots there, wasn't there? Nothing on his back. Yeah, it could be a Scathe lock, couldn't it? Nothing there, he was just dropping his guns. Let's have a look, get any closer. Ooh, got that. Excuse me. Boom, boom, come on, show us another weapon. Right, what's that? No, that was, Now, see, I thought, when it flies past, the hunter's hand looked like a hand cannon then. It's not, of course. Ah, there we go, we've got another shotty there, look. Right, so that's a new season shotty, isn't it? That's a seasonal weapon, isn't it, I think? Boom! Nice. Sorry, I'm getting involved. When light falls, poo hits the fan.
Embrace
They do, don't they? Yes. The crystal-y ones. Hang on. So quick look at that. That's a rocket launcher. That's the roar of the bear, isn't it? Is that roar of the bear? That one? Looks like it, doesn't it? It's got the spiky, or is that a new one? Boom, boom. Yeah, is that the roar of the bear? There we go, excellent. Reminds me of having spag bol for lunch, yes. The Legend Lost Sector today, it's going to be another Throne World one. It won't be Sepulchre, it'll be the one at the top. Metamorphosis, maybe, I think? Yes. There we go. Yes, cheers SMG, I thought it was. Marvellous stuff. If it ever finishes here, Roger, getting... Right, guys, thank you so much indeed. That was totally marvellous fun, that. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Really interesting look at the old Strand there, and I can't wait to get my filthy mitts on it. So thank you everybody for popping by and watching the stream. I really appreciate it. A little bit of a quick one today, yes, but I'm going to pop off now and do family things, what I need to do, yes. So don't forget, if you want to come and join us for streaming tomorrow evening, 7 PM, over on Time Sausages Live, that would be totally excellent. There's a link there to it somewhere, I'm sure. And there we go. Okay then, folks, that's totally marvellous. That was great fun, yes. And Colin, DK, thank you so much as well for being totally marvellous. Everybody, have a good evening, and don't forget I'm doing a reset video this afternoon for when all the stuff splaps out a bit later on today. Right then, off I go, and I shall see you all very soon. Hang on, now what have I done here? I got to do this again now properly. Yes, hang on, let's do that. Off we go. Right then, folks, thanks so much indeed. See you all soon. Sausage out. I say sausage out because I got to press